Hey, so we're back again. In this video, we're doing character design, and we have this character sheet here. This is pretty typical for AI art, AI video, making a character sheet. Here we have the original image, which we're making in Midjourney. We're actually using Niji Journey. Niji is Midjourney's anime-focused model. They literally have their own model that just does anime, and it's like a command in Midjourney, or you can go to a separate website called Niji Journey, which is a different version of their site with this other model preloaded. And I actually have both websites open in two different tabs, Midjourney and Niji Journey. That way it just lets me use both models kind of simultaneously without having to actually change it in the settings. Here I am writing the prompt in Midjourney. Like I was saying, the reason I like to use both is because Niji is great. It's great because it's an anime-focused model. So I believe that you get better prompt adherency from Midjourney's core regular image model. And it also does anime really well. It's kind of a toss-up if you want to use Niji or if you want to use Midjourney's regular model to do anime. For stuff like character images, for just a plain character, full-body image with a plain background, Midjourney's regular model actually does that a lot better, I feel. Niji seems to throw in a lot of extra stuff, a lot of anime background elements like environment backgrounds and things like that. So if you just want a plain character image, and in general, I think the prompt adherency in general is a lot better for Midjourney's core model. It just follows directions better, especially if you're setting up a scene, if you're talking about poses, adding different elements together. That's where their core model right now, which is on 8.1, where that really shines. I mean, to be honest, overall, there are probably other image models that maybe have better prompt adherency. If we're comparing Midjourney to Niji, then yeah, the regular model is better at prompt adherency. So anyway, that's what we're doing here. We're getting the core image, and all I'm doing is prompting for a full body frontal image with them maybe in an A pose. I'm prompting for an A pose. It's not actually giving me an A pose. Again, that's an example of how you probably will get an A pose in Midjourney 8.1, but if you're using Niji 7, maybe not. It doesn't even really matter, though. I'm prompting for a bunch of different images and picking the best one. If you notice, the same prompt is sort of giving you the same image, because it is actually listening to the adherency. If you don't add a lot of details in, it will give you something generic. That's the thing. And later on, in some of the videos that I've been working on already, that's the thing. If you don't add in a lot of details about your characters or don't have very unique looking characters, then it's easy for AI to pull from copyrighted material and pull from IP that you don't want in your original movie. This is all on 4x speed too, but you can see I'm taking these character images, the character sheets that it's producing, and putting them in Krita. I should actually backtrack a little bit and explain that how we're getting these character sheets is there's a prompt that you may have seen. I'll include it in some of the extra material, but there's basically a prompt that you want to use with GPT Image 2, which is OpenAI's image model, which is kind of like Nano Banana. It's an editing model. It takes editing direction really well. You can basically give it one image like we're doing. We're creating the images in Midjourney, feeding that image to GPT-2 and saying, hey, take this single image of this character and create a full character sheet according to this character sheet template. So we're uploading an image of the character and then a character sheet image that I have created. I'll add that too. You can use any image, any character sheet. You can tell it to generate your own character sheet. It doesn't even matter what character is in the template character sheet. But you can just say, hey, take this character sheet and replace it with the character in the first image. And there are some things written in the character sheet. So I have a space in the prompt saying, basically, in this written field, add this information here. And along with the image that you're uploading, you add in the specific information about your character, like their name, their height, their whatever. And it just puts that into the character sheet along with everything else, just to help you out some more. I'm kind of doing everything at the same time. I'm creating the character images and then throwing them into GPT Image 2, which I'm using that model in Higgsfield, by the way. So I'm throwing them into Higgsfield using GPT Image 2 to make the character sheet. And then, as we saw a minute ago, I'm throwing the character sheets directly into Krita and correcting a thing here or there. I think I just erased a silhouette a second ago. And because the character sheets it's generating aren't perfect, obviously there are some mistakes with them. There are some things that you might not like, things that you just might go, oh, I don't need that in the character sheet, so you might want to erase it. A couple things like you might have seen earlier is it will generate profiles and sometimes it'll mislabel them. It'll have the right and the left, and then it will say left, left. So you might have to relabel that. It did the opposite for me. It said left, right, but it had two faces facing the same way. So it's really easy for that. In Krita reversed the one little head image, so it was facing the correct way. And again, in the grand scheme of things, this probably won't even matter. And here's sort of a big tip. This is kind of a big, perhaps unpopular opinion, is that making these character sheets with all the different angles and different expressions and the front, back, side image of your character, doing all that, it's to each their own, and your experiences and your mileage may vary. Like I say, there certainly isn't just one way to do things. But these character images here, like this image here, it's not fully necessary, I don't think. I really don't think it's totally necessary. I mean, you can do them. It helps. I think it comes from the old school of making concept art to help explain your concepts and your story and your characters to other people on your team that would need to know all these things. And yes, you can feed these to a video generation model and say, use this character sheet to generate video. And yeah, I believe it will help. The reason I say it's kind of overkill and it might not be totally necessary is because, to be honest, I've gotten away without using these for a long time now. And even the project I was working on 2 weeks ago, nope, didn't make any character sheets for any of the characters, and they all came out perfectly consistent and great every time. And I'll show you how to do that, and really there's not any super secret about doing that. That's just the thing, is that character sheets like this, probably worth doing. I'm not sure if they're totally necessary. More next time.